Hi guys, in this episode of the Nostalgia Trip, I am finally gonna be finishing off my reactions to Generator Rex with Season 3, Episode 19 and 20, Endgame Part 1 and 2. That's right, we are in the Endgame now. Kind of weird considering the last two episodes weren't particularly plot relevant, which kind of makes it weird because I feel like we still have I don't know, like 5, 6 episodes of plot to do before we can actually finish off the story properly. But hopefully that just means that these two episodes are gonna be jam packed with memorable and impactful stuff. Because I started my reactions to this show together with Full Metal Alchemist, the 2003 series, and the TMNT 2012 series back in 2021, because I liked all three of these series, and I felt like all three of them would be as impactful as each other, and I just couldn't wait until I started my reactions to all of them. And now that I'm done with TMNT 2012 and Full Metal Alchemist, I managed to like a lot about those two. Uh, in a way that I wasn't expecting to when I first started doing the reactions. I haven't quite had that experience with Generator Rex, you know? I haven't really had a newfound love for it. I love it just as much as I enjoyed it as a kid, but I didn't see anything that I hadn't seen before about it. Maybe once I get to the editing part of my covering of this series, I might be actually more aware and might realize things that I didn't realize doing the reactions as it happened with my Fullmetal Alchemist reactions, but it hasn't been quite as impactful with that series. But hopefully, again, we're gonna end it at least on a high note because I only have a minor idea what this finale is gonna be about. I kind of have an idea that it's probably gonna be a giant mecha fight kind of thing. That's the only thing that I know about it, but yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it hasn't quite been built up. Maybe it feels like that because I've binged like 6 episodes of Generator X today, and I also watched 4 yesterday, so I've binged like half a season in a very quick amount of time, so I haven't felt the proper build up, but I just feel like we didn't really even get much actual plot build up in the season anyway. So much of it was filler. Some enjoyable filler, but a lot of it was filler nonetheless. But yeah, hopefully these final 2 episodes are gonna be really fun. And honestly, I think we should just get into it. But before we do, I do want to remind you that I would really appreciate it if you guys could help me out with my transition by donating to my Patreon or Ko-fi account. Because for those of you who didn't know already, I am trans. By doing so, you also get access to the full-on version of this reaction and the full-on version of pretty much all of the reactions that I do on the channel, which includes cartoons, short live-action TV series, long live-action TV series, and movie full-on reactions. Alternatively, you can also just stick with the YouTube version and just simply like the video, but it is greatly appreciated if you do go out of your way to help me out and get access to that content. It means a lot. But yeah, enough chit chat about things you don't care about. Let's just get into the reaction to episode 19 of season 3, the finale, the first part of the finale, Endgame Part 1 in 3, 2, 1.
It was going to happen sooner or later.
Yep.
She had most of the pieces, so it was only a matter of time before the Black Knight made her move. And of all the chances she had to attack, it had to be tonight. At this very moment. While I was in the shower. Huh?
I mean, she needed to catch you off guard, so yeah. I'm surprised she didn't do this sooner, honestly. I don't know if she knew where they were set up, but...
We'll dispense with the pleasantries. You know what we want.
There is no way you're walking out of here with the nanites.
You seem so certain.
We've beaten you before. Every single time, in fact. So this time is different. How?
It's the finale of the series. What?
Okay, that's different.
Yeah, but also, she couldn't come up with original weapons.
You're an Evo?
Do you think you were the only one they experimented on back in the the day. You were the guinea pig. Consider me the new and improved version.
Yeah, but Rex also has far more experience with these kind of things, so why do you think you're better than him?
Before we go any further, I should probably explain a few things.
Yeah, probably.
It started when a bunch of rich guys decided they wanted to live forever. So they got the best scientists in the world to figure out how. The answer was nanites. These microscopic machines would cure disease, end hunger, and pretty much make the world a better place. My parents and older brother were on the team, and so was this guy. Look familiar?
It's Van Kleis.
Then one day there was an accident. To save my life, my parents injected me with nanites. It worked. But there were a few crazy side effects, like the fact that I could talk to machines. And later on, build some pretty cool things.
Okay, this feels like a first episode exposition.
These little machines could control the very fabric of the universe. But they would need a master control nanite to program all the others and tell them what to do. Energy, gravity, time, space, elemental, and mechanical.
So basically the Thanos stones, the Infinity Stones.
Combined together, they would pretty much make you a god. And when my brother and parents found out the consortium was about to put these nanites inside themselves, they sort of freaked out in a gotta save the earth kind of way. Something had to be done to stop it. Turns out, that meant blowing the whole thing up. Better known as the nanite event.
Well, that was one way to stop that, I guess.
While everyone else ran away, my parents were trapped inside. Still not sure how.
Probably Van
Some
Kleis.
good news, no more master control nanites. And the bad news, dangerous unprogrammed nanites got spread across the world. And nanites plus DNA equals evil.
Yeah, we know all of that already. Don't need the clip show.
Got caught in it. Van Kleitz got blown to smithereens and became the world's biggest pain in the nanite. And me? I got amnesia and traveled the globe living the good life. Then, things started to get not so cool. My brother shows up from out of nowhere. I get thrown 6 months into the future to find White Knight kicked out of Providence and this lady in charge. Black Knight. She's been a lapdog of the consortium from day one, and now her boss is...
Why the exposition dump though?
Most of the old team of scientists have been reunited, and together, they've restarted the nanite program. The master control nanites were spread across the globe in the first explosion, and we've been racing against Providence to get them back. So far, we've been winning that fight. And that pretty much brings us to right now.
Where we're still winning that fight. Don't touch her, you assholes. Oh, come on!
Total obedience at the flip of a switch.
That's such a fucking fake out. I hate that. So they had him just kill them, slicing at them.
I hold back against people. You're not people.
And it turns out that these are robots. This is just an excuse to have him murder them like that. You know, if the end of the world is at stake, should you hold back?
Hey!
Fuck you! Are you kidding me?
Fitzy?
Sorry, guy. They found me. She's hard to say no to. And live.
Well put, Mr. Feekins. And thanks to his unique ability, we can set aside our nanite enhancements and do this the old-fashioned way.
Come on, that's not fair. I'm unarmed.
Precisely.
Stop.
Bad idea.
Please save him, Van Kleis. Please side with Rex. It would be so cool if you do.
He's got a master control nanite swallowed up inside him. It's been hiding, the naughty thing.
On second thought, don't listen to him. He's crazy, remember?
You're sure of this?
Oh, yes, quite sure. Do you have any mints?
I want Rex at the lab. Restrain and sedate him.
I can't tell whether this is a plan by Van Kleis or not. Because he does have like a big important nanite inside of him, but is it a meta nanite?
Kill the...
What do you want?
Complete. 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 Complete.
Okay, I get it. How?
What the heck?
Black Knight and her robo-troopers just came knocking, and Van Crazy says I have a master control nanite inside me. Fascinating, isn't it? All this time it's been hiding undetected inside you. I wonder if
How
this
convenient.
particular
I guess that's
control
where the
unit is
fifth one
responsible
is.
for
That's
his
why we
nano
didn't
evolution.
get another episode focusing on that, and that's why we rushed getting the other one, the fourth one, 2 episodes ago.
The nanite is tied to his DNA. Simply pulling it out of him would ruin the nanite. And me too, remember? The only way this will work is if we put him in the cyclotron with the other metas. It should extract automatically during the reassembly.
And if it doesn't?
Good question. Here's another one. Don't I get a say in this? Like, isn't this...
What is wrong with you, Cesar? I swear, if this is not some actual fucking plan to give all the nanites to Rex, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. And it still doesn't make any sense why he just did not tell Rex. I told you, there's far more mistakes that can be made if he doesn't know.
See that Rex is well taken care of.
Come on, Clyce, you're better than this. You're a cooler villain than
I don't know
her.
what you're doing, Salazar. This is a huge risk we're taking.
Listen to Peter. The thing we swore to stop at any cost, the thing that took your parents, it could happen right here today.
It can't and it won't. You'll have to trust me on this.
You can only say that so many times, Cesar.
Yep.
You can have your snack after we become gods.
We.
That's right. We. None of this would be possible without my efforts.
And our money, sister.
By all means, have your contempt. There's plenty of room buried next to the Russian if you'd like to keep him company. That's what I thought.
Oh, it was the Russian that died? How topical.
We know where they took him. Why are we here? We need to go get Rex.
I agree. We just don't have the resources, Rebecca. We'd need an army.
You've been known to make the impossible happen, Six. How hard could that be?
6 here. Copy that.
We got an army.
Just got ourselves an army.
Yep.
You see?
Oh, that's so cute.
That will be all.
But the lady said...
He's sneaky bastard. He's planning something. I told you.
These restraints were made for you. You're very special, you know.
Lucky me.
What are you planning, you asshole?
I really hate you. I know how this looks, Rex. But what? I just have to trust you? Is that what you were going to say? Just help me, please. It may not seem like it, but I am. Cesar. I'm scared. So am I, little brother.
Do you have to be an emotionless douchebag? I don't get you, Cesar.
This will all be over in a few minutes. It's already over. When I get out of this, I never want to see you again.
Completely justified reaction. I love how epic this feels.
Something's wrong. Of course something's wrong. The kid is fighting it.
No shit! I told you! You should have told him the plan!
Cesar.
Rex, you have to stop. Listen to me. The nanites are supposed to do...
This is your fault, Salazar!
This would be a wonderful day for a picnic.
You piece of shit. See what you've become. Is that the kind of eternal life you guys wanted?
Serves you right. All that and you come out of the oven looking like freaks. Nice job.
Yep, I agree. I don't think looking like that is worth eternal life, frankly. They look like Yu-Gi-Oh monsters, I gotta say.
It's not exactly what we were expecting, but it's a start.
We've got to get Rex out of there. Step aside, Van Clyce.
They still don't have what they want. And neither do you.
Wait, what the hell? Oh, he's just sending lightning. Okay. This is just generic superpower fight. Can you make an original weapon and not steal everything from Rex? Okay, these guys are a little too OP.
Perfect way to learn to use our powers. Tearing this brat apart.
Only one problem with that, Sparky. I've been using my powers a whole lot longer.
Yep, just what I said earlier. He has more experience. And also, he doesn't need to look like a monster to use them. And of course, you have the generic good guy with powers fighting the exact opposite evil person with the exact same powers. I personally usually like when it's like that, but
Together to make a robo-mutant?
That's exactly what we're going to do.
like usually I like that kind of balance of power, but this here just feels weird because it's such a generic concept, and I feel like this show is better than that.
I need to stop giving them ideas.
Okay, this is just a Power Rangers battle now. Oh my god! Jesus.
No one to help you. No family, no friends, nothing. It's a terrible way to go.
He has a family. Right here. Damn, it's an epic battle, I'm not gonna lie. At least in that regard, it's pretty good.
Target the base.
Holiday to White Knight. We have Rex.
We're just gonna watch them go?
Let Providence have their weapon back. With our combined power, the world is ours.
How so? You're just a giant fucking Megazord. And yeah, that's kind of the thing I guess I have to talk about the most with this episode. They're just a giant Megazord. It kind of feels lame. Especially as final villains, it just feels lame. Like, oh, we had Van Clyde, who was this very complex villain with very complex goals and very complex plans, and then we have these bad guys who just want to be able to live eternally and be rich and whatever, and then they get turned into just metal monsters. Like, the only part of it that I like is that they got to live forever, but in metal body. It's like you got what you deserve kind of thing. It kind of reminds me of the way Eternal Life was handled in the Fullmetal Alchemist series. But yeah, it just feels really kind of out of nowhere, and it doesn't feel like they're bothered by that aspect. And like, how are they gonna fix themselves from that point? Like, if they've become these monsters, like, what is the point of living eternally if you are this monster? Like, would I want to live eternally? Honestly, yeah, I would. Not because I feel like I'm more important than everybody else, but because there's so much to life that you get to experience, that you can experience, but you don't get to experience just because of how short we live. And because we don't have the means to live, even in the little time that we do exist. So, yeah, I want to live forever, but it's because of the experiences that I can experience in that time. What can I experience if I'm just a metal robot like that, you know? And it doesn't feel like they are... that's the point of view that I'm coming from. And it doesn't feel like they're bothered enough about it. They're like, oh, whatever, we're fucking robo-mechs now, okay. And their designs don't feel particularly inspired or interesting. They kind of feel like generic metal robots. And then they fucking turn into a giant Megazord that is also not particularly interestingly designed, so... yeah, it just feels very generic like that. And like I said during the reaction, she literally seems to have the opposite powers that Rex has, and I mean, the same powers that Rex has. And, well, I'm actually a big fan of having your bad guy have the same powers as your good guy. It just makes for more interesting fights when it's the same versus the same. Like when you have the Flash versus the Reverse Flash, it's far more entertaining than when you have the Flash versus the Thinker or versus Gorilla Grodd. Like, it's not that it doesn't work, but it's more satisfying. It feels more like a main villain kind of thing. But I feel like in this show, Van Kleist is clearly the main villain, and I feel like he has similar powers to Rex, but different enough to where it covers that aspect of the main villain's requirement, but he's also different enough to where he's not just a generic villain. And now we have just gotten this generic villain, and it feels too generic for this show, which has definitely been more interesting and more creative when it comes to its villains than this. But yeah, that's the one thing that I was kind of aware of. The fact that they turn themselves into these robot monsters and then turn into the giant robot. That's the one thing I remember. And I think I remember how Rex defeats them. But I feel like if you watch this series, until this point, if you've watched my reactions, I feel like we all know exactly what this final episode fight is going to be like. But yeah, I'm honestly not sure whether I should give it a rating right now, considering that it's a two-parter episode, the first part of it. But it's not that it was a bad episode. I enjoyed aspects of it. The exposition dump at the beginning kind of feels a little weird. I kind of enjoyed it, but it doesn't feel like that should be part of the episode. That should be at best the opening of the episode, not the first 5 minutes of the episode or whatever. But it was still visually enjoyable, at least, and probably one of those shots is going to be the thumbnail for this one. I liked Van Kleist still scheming in the background. That was pretty cool. I kind of like the aspect of Caesar having some kind of secret plan or whatever, but again, it's still frustrating that we don't know what his plan is, and the fact that he doesn't tell Rex, because if he did, maybe Rex wouldn't be so foolish to do certain mistakes. What I explained earlier. Him not knowing the plan is worse because he's more unpredictable. He's not gonna listen. Whereas if you just explain, okay, we're gonna fuck up the bad guys in this secret plan that I have, he's gonna be far more composed and open to listening to you. But no, it has to be a secret because we have to create false tension and false conflict between the two brothers for some reason. Yeah, I don't know. It's overall fine. I enjoyed it. It was epic for sure, but it's I feel perfectly satisfied with this episode and the story in this episode, but I wish I was more blown away and more hyped, I guess, than I am right now. I want the kind of feeling that I had for, I guess, the ending of Fullmetal Alchemist, the TMNT 2012 series, where I was overwhelmed with emotion, and it's just it was in both cases a very creative and epic kind of ending. In one case, a post-apocalyptic ending, and in the other one, stuck in an alternate reality, whereas here it's just probably gonna be a mecha versus mecha fight. Come on. But yeah, we still have the final episodes of the show to check out, so without further ado, let's get into episode 20, Endgame Part 2, in 3, 2, 1.
Science has given us a tremendous gift. Nanites. We've seen what they can do, the good and the bad. But their true potential has been largely unseen until now. Our goals are varied, yet one thing unites us. Greed.
Yeah, we know. We all know how fucking greedy the rich are.
You surprised I admit it?
Hope Rex eats
Well,
you.
don't be. The world is ours,
Really?
and no one can stop us.
I would have liked an extended opening, at least for the final episode. That would have been cool. The hell is this?
Can't even go to the little scientist's room without them breathing down our necks. How long are we going to put up with this?
I know it's not easy working under these circumstances.
Do you? I don't hear you complaining. Or have you even noticed that we're prisoners?
Gentlemen, please, can we focus on a more important problem?
What?
The consortium's gain of power is a troubling outcome. Something should be done.
You didn't see this coming, you fucks? You're the smartest people in the world and you didn't see this coming? Are you fucking kidding
The world
me?
is being taken over by nanite-fueled ex-CEO psychos, and they still act like they're running a business.
Now that's CEOs for you. It's basically our current reality, just without the nanites, for now.
That our powers are remarkable, to be sure. But we
How long until Elon Musk gets the idea to do this shit?
You're asking a lot.
He would certainly love that, and he's gonna make one of his people, robot people, Trump, for sure.
You may be powerful, but you're not.
Fuck the rich, eat the rich.
Disappointment, gentlemen. Van Kleis, what do you have to say?
Easy peasy, I can do it. It's only a matter of correctly calibrating the biofilters with the homing frequency of the nanites. By the way, have you seen my socks?
Van Kleis,
Has an assignment.
what about the robot? The one I can build? Don't play dumb, Six. That's me? No way. All this time I could have been making myself into that thing?
Yep,
Oh, maybe not.
that's why.
Suggests that you've never been able to control it. It's a weapon of last defense. This was filmed on the day that I found you. It was also the day I made a promise that it would be the last time you ever built this machine.
Or what? You'd kill me? You plan on keeping that promise?
How do you remember that? You forgot you had
I
amnesia?
believe this is the type of thing that ends in you losing your memory.
Well, it happened to you and you turned out just fine.
I only lost 6 years. 6 years is all you have. You would lose everything.
True.
I can tell you what to do, but you need to think about the consequences of some of your options.
I mean, 6 years is a pretty big amount of time.
If you had the power to stop all this, but it meant losing everything, would you do it, Noah?
I don't know. I'm just glad I don't have to make that kind of decision.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess that's why you're the hero.
I wish I could get some kind of sign. Anything.
Red and yellow. One false move can kill a fellow.
He's got local control. We're locked out. I still don't even know how this is possible.
I've been looking at the data projections. As crazy as Van Kleis is, his theory is sound.
Is he gonna take their powers away and become the thing himself? That would be a really cool twist.
Back for more? Happy to accommodate.
I should warn you. It's going to get ugly.
Yeah, but for whom? Also, this really reminds me of Symbionic Titan. At least the design for the giant robot that these guys have turned themselves into looks a lot like the Symbionic Titan. Ooh, that's gonna leave a mark. Okay, that is like Firelord Ozai versus Aang bullshit right here. He's gonna go in the Avatar state now. Literally. This is literally it though. Okay, that's a different robot from before.
That's Rex?
I'm going to assume you're seeing what I'm seeing.
White,
Before you say anything, Six, whatever agreement we may have had regarding this situation no longer applies. Am I clear?
understood.
What was that all about?
A second chance.
Yeah, they're not gonna kill Rex. Basically, that was the agreement before, right? If he ever does that, he should be put down. But now he's the only hope for the world, so... obviously they're not gonna kill him. And he gets his memories back? That would be really cool. And very nice equivalent exchange as well. You were there? Please don't have him lose his memories again. That would be some bullshit.
Do you know who we are?
Please say yes.
I do! Oh, I remember! Ow! Ow! Wish I could forget this pain in my... the consortium.
Okay, so he's fine. He's back!
They're robots.
Oh, right! That part I forgot.
Next time, leave some for the rest of us, huh? I'll stay here and guard the equipment.
Little brother, they've had this place completely locked down. I've been trying to reach you.
Yes, completely deserved.
Yeah, you deserve that.
Yeah.
You cleaned up for the occasion. How thoughtful of you.
Oh, this isn't for you. You don't actually believe that I let the five of you have all this power.
I thought you were working for us.
Van Cly's working for you?
You see that? I knew it! He's not crazy! Okay, he's crazy, but just his usual crazy.
Yeah, he's not that kind of crazy.
I don't imagine you would be. This was always my intention, even in the very beginning. It's a pity your parents caught me trying to activate the sequence for myself. The world would be a much better place if they had just left well enough alone.
That night, do something!
Then, Place, you have made a huge mistake.
No,
Has he now?
let the fun begin.
Dun, 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 dun. Hell yeah, I'm honestly in full support of that. Hell yeah. He's a much better villain deserving of this shit. It started with him, it has to end with him. Plus he's a cool villain and I love rooting for him, after that episode especially.
Yes, I can see it.
What?
It's incredible something so small could have so much power. That thing could rip apart the very fabric of the universe.
It's still a nanite. I'm gonna talk to it. No, it's okay.
What are you talking about? Speak, goddammit!
Rex, listen to me. The meta-nanite, it could never work in anyone but you. Not in its pure state. Mom and Dad, we programmed it that way from the very beginning. All of this,
Oh.
it's meant for you.
What are you saying?
Right now, Rex is the most powerful being in the universe.
You hear that, kid?
Fuck me!
This is pretty trippy. Not exactly sure what I'm supposed to do now.
You're a god, Rex. You can do anything you want.
Cure all evils.
You know what to do.
You're right, Six. So are the rest of you. I can do anything I want. Maybe it's time for a revolution. Isn't that what you five wanted? A revolution? Well, welcome to it.
Da 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 revolution. Da 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 da. What are you doing, Rex?
Okay, little guys. I need you to do something for me.
Dude, this is so epic. I'm loving this. I assume he's gonna cure the whole planet off of evils, right? Hey, it's Snowface. She saved them. They're not gonna lose their powers, I guess. Oh, come on! They're still gonna get away. Why?
What is your next directive?
was at stake.
We're good. And we'll always be brothers.
And yeah, if you told him, we wouldn't have risked it getting so close to us losing, Cesar.
Talk? Cricket? Squid? I guess I should start going by Walter again.
Huh? Hey, Cersei.
Are you...
I'm okay. Normal, but okay. I think you may have just put yourself out of a job.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Go to school?
It was nice having the team back together. You know, we should find a new project.
You kidding? I'd rather have a root canal with a rake. Experience of my life.
Do you want to hear about some of my new ideas or not?
I'm listening.
Of course. Back to square one.
Need anything?
No, I'm good. There's always going to be something, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
Not much of an ending, is it? Not gonna lie, this doesn't really feel like a series finale. I mean, in some ways it does, with him getting control of all the nanites and becoming a god, basically, and him seeing like memories or whatever. It's already quite clear whether he gets back all his memories or whatever. I thought that was gonna be at least mentioned, but no, it literally wasn't. I wish it would. I think it would have been cool if he actually regained his memories after going super giant robot again. But we didn't get that at all. That wasn't even the resolution to the whole thing. It was him getting control of all the nanites, not him becoming a robot. But at least he didn't lose his memories again. So there's that. Yeah, I don't know. There's quite a lot of things that I have in my head right now, so probably in a couple of days, once the dust has settled, I might have some things to say, and as usual, I'll be probably doing a Plamis Thoughts on video, so you might hear some things there that I actually feel about this, but I don't know. Kind of how I said I felt about the previous episode. I don't necessarily feel dissatisfied. Like I think it's perfectly in line with what the rest of the show has been. It feels epic enough and interesting enough and engaging enough, but at the same time it doesn't quite satisfy me as much as the endings of other cartoons that I checked out did. So yeah, I don't know. And it genuinely just doesn't feel like a finale, because Van Kleis is still not dead and he's back, and for some reason Breach is also willing to work with him again because she saved him, Beowulf, and Scalamander. Why? Who knows? Like, she was abused by him. Why would she save him again? Like, it just feels like it's not finished. The story is not finished. This feels more like a season finale, not a series finale. And maybe there is some information online, or maybe you guys are aware of the potentiality that maybe they thought they were going to get more seasons or something, but because I've heard something about the ending of the show not being quite exactly what was intended or something, but yeah, I don't know, I just don't feel like it's an actual ending. And also, it kind of bothers me how everybody got cured regardless of whether you wanted to or not, because not all evil powers were created equally, you know? Like, some people were like Rex. They could turn their evil powers on or off. And I feel like if I was an evil with a cool superpower that I could turn on and off, I wouldn't want to lose it just because you found the cure to all evils or whatever. Like, I get curing somebody like Rex's friends from Hong Kong. Like, they looked like monsters. Let's call it that. But Cersei didn't necessarily need curing because she looked just fine. She just had a power. Because in cases like this, like when you have a superhero who is a monster, like let's say Fantastic Four is the Thing. Yes, they look terrible, but those superpowers usually allow them to work with the main character and be heroes together with the main character. When they don't have those powers, they cannot be allowed to risk their lives. I guess it applies less so for this series because we've seen Noah risk his life plenty, despite the fact that he doesn't have any superpowers, although he does have a little bit of training at Providence at least, so there's that. But it just feels wrong, you know? It just doesn't feel right for them to lose their powers regardless of whether they want it or not, because they're not gonna be allowed to be working with Rex in the same way and risk their lives as much as Rex will. Even from like outside perspective, like from real world perspective, as a writer or as a viewer, you wouldn't want those characters to risk their lives to be allowed to do the crazy shit that Rex does. So I feel like the better thing that could have been done is, depending on the Evo, if you're just a monster, yes, turn that shit down. But if you just get some cool superpowers like Rex's friends, allow it to be turned on and off. I feel like that's cooler and more interesting. But yeah, I don't know. And it also feels like the curing of all evils in the world kind of feels... I don't want to say unearned, but it doesn't feel like it was built up to in some ways. Like, yeah, it makes sense that that's probably how the story of this show is gonna end. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like the show actually built up to that dramatic event changing the world once again. And also, no rhyme or reason about why do we have a crazy guy with a machine running around. I know we've had other villains other than Evos plenty throughout the series, but still, it just feels like it comes out of nowhere. And then the fact that Van Kleist is still around and not defeated, like, he's the main villain. He's the main villain. He's literally the cause for the Nanite event. And yet he doesn't get defeated? I honestly, in that regard, would have preferred if he actually stayed back in time and potentially maybe died in that episode, which was the coolest episode of the series. Because having him come back in that cool episode, having him be a lunatic who works for the bad guys, it's fine. Like, that is decently enjoyable. But then having him go for the power again and then get blown up and then he's just taken away by Breach again. Like, what is the logic there? What are you planning? I just don't get that. And if Cartoon Network didn't want any more series of Generator Rex, I feel like they should have done at least a fucking movie to finish it off. Kind of like how Fullmetal Alchemist similarly ends on kind of an unfinished note in its series, but then it has a movie that was released like a couple of years later that kind of finishes off the story in a more impactful way. Like, I think that would have been cool, but here we are, 10 years later, no movie to be seen. We only have a crossover with the other newer Ben 10, which I don't really have an interest to check out, but maybe if you guys want to, I don't know. But yeah, I'm overall, like I said, satisfied with the finale for this series. It's fine, but I definitely neither feel emotion. Like, I definitely do not feel anywhere near the amount of emotion that I felt with the ending of TMNT 2012, let alone Fullmetal Alchemist 2003. I cried my eyes out in that movie reaction to the Fullmetal Alchemist 2003 Conqueror of Shambhala movie. I cried my eyes out. It was the first time I cried in a reaction. And yet here, I didn't even think about tearing up. Not because I don't love these characters or I don't enjoy them, I just didn't feel anything because it hardly feels like an ending. I mean, there's definitely certain moments where it really feels like, yeah, this is gonna be the end. It has that kind of dramatic weight to the scenes, but it ultimately doesn't really feel like a proper ending to this series. And I'm pretty sure that's actually a pretty common opinion, because that's the kind of sentiment that I had heard about this series in its ending. But yeah, I don't know. So last episode, did I give it a rating? I don't remember actually quite. I feel like I would give the previous episode an 8.9 out of 10, and I would give this one a 9.1 out of 10 at best. Overall, like I said, it's fine. I'm perfectly satisfied, but... Well, not perfectly, but I'm satisfied with this ending, but... I don't know, I feel like it could have done more. That's kind of ultimately how I feel about it. But yeah, now that we are done with Generator Rex, going forward, the focus of my cartoon reaction is shifting to Ben 10, for those of you who are not aware of that fact, but I'm pretty sure most of you are. Then once we are done with the Ben 10 series, the first Ben 10 series, then we're gonna do Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, then Ben 10 Alien Force, then Secret Saturdays, then Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, then most likely it's probably going to be Symbionic Titan, and then we're going to do Omniverse. I'm still not sure for that final series whether it's going to be Symbionic Titan or some other series like Redekai. I'm still not solid on it, but the other ones are basically how it's going to be. So for the next probably year or two, I'm going to be focusing on doing Ben 10, but yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to inform you guys. And yeah, now that this series is over, hopefully you guys are gonna find some other series on the channel that you are interested in, or maybe you guys could comment down below some other series that you might be interested in for me to check out sooner rather than later, but whether that's gonna be the case. It's probably not, but still. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say for now. If I have any other thoughts, like I said, I'll be doing a video basically covering my thoughts on this series as a whole. I'll 100% be doing a video talking about the best episodes of this show, so you can be waiting for that. Although first I would have to do the one for Fullmetal Alchemist. So it's probably going to be a month or 2 or 3 after this video until you see that, but I don't know, I cannot guarantee you. Anyway, what did you guys think about these 2 final episodes of Generator Rex and the series as a whole? Comment your thoughts down below and let's have a discussion about this. And also, before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 4 patrons on Patreon: Omar Bridgman, Deadpool, Corby Dead, and Theo Rose Gelatly. Thank you guys for your support, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me. You have decided to support me, you have continued to support me such a long time. Hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. Another thing that I also want to tell you guys before we end this video is something about me that some of you may or may not already know, that will also explain why do I look and dress the way that I do in my videos. That thing being the fact that I am trans. In particular, I am somewhere between a non-binary person and a trans woman, though I am unsure at the moment and probably won't be sure until I talk to a professional who deals with trans people. But that is where the reason why I'm telling you all this comes. I need your help. Due to the fact that I live in a homophobic and transphobic Eastern European country with a family that won't really ever accept the fact that I'm trans if they ever found out, it's not really feasible or easy for me to transition here with minimal to no repercussions. So that's why I would really appreciate any kind or any amount of support that you guys can give me with this. That said, I don't want to guilt trip you or anything. I don't want you to feel like you have to help me. So if you don't want to or you don't have the means to help out, that's okay, don't feel bad. I just want you to know that it would be greatly appreciated if you did help me get out of this situation. If you have any further questions, feel free to ask me, and thank you for hearing me out. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, subscribe. Also, check out the link in the description to my Wattpad, where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi account, where you can pledge your support and help get the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing the stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with someone who you think might enjoy it. And I think it's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!